Hi guys, I'm Richie Donnell from MySportsStop.com here today with Brett Burke, and we are here to talk about the Kansas City Royals. This team was the feel-good story a couple years ago. They went to the World Series and lost, went back to the World Series and won. But again, reality is about to set in for this team, and the window is closing pretty quick.
Yeah, they laid an egg last year.
Yeah.
They didn't do a whole lot well. The World Series hangover lasted for like 5 months. They still almost made the postseason.
Yeah.
But the talent that they have is going to disappear quickly as they need to pay for big contracts. Hosmer is going to get a big contract. Jared Dyson will probably get a pretty decent contract. Moustakis, I mean, they just have a bunch of young guys that you heard about all these years leading up to the World Series, and then they finally all came up. They put it together. They got there back-to-back years. And both them and the Mets last year were kind of in the same boat. They didn't live up to expectations, but this year they got rid of Wade Davis in return for Jorge Soler, which could be a great move for them as Davis wasn't a part of their team last year. And it's going to be interesting to see how the pitching staff turns out with Danny Duffy being really the only superstar on that team, and he's going to require a big contract as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately for them, the passing of Yordano Ventura definitely hurts this team. Obviously, we want to send our condolences to him and his family and the Royals, obviously, as well. But yeah, it's unfortunate because he truly was the ace and the leader of this team, and they kind of didn't really have an answer for moving forward after him. Like you said, Danny Duffy, they have Jason Vargas coming off Tommy John. Calvin Herrera is going to be the new closer in place of Wade Davis. So a lot of new pieces kind of fitting in for pitching, whether it be as a starter or bullpen or even the closer.
Yeah, and it's going to be very difficult for Ned Yost to figure out how to get all these pieces together when you have the best team in the AL in your division. Cleveland is going to be extremely difficult to beat throughout the entire year, and it's not going to be easy for a Royals team that is very, I don't want to say poor pitching-wise, but they're not up to the level of Cleveland and the other teams in the division, with Danny Duffy being the main go-to guy. Danny Duffy is a great pitcher, but you have to have more than one guy to win a division.
Yeah, and you talked about the core, all these guys that are going to get these big contracts, but as of right now, they're still in place. You mentioned Eric Hosmer, Mike Moustakis. They still have Alcides Escobar, Lorenzo Cain in center field, who they play better with than without. But injuries have hurt him over the past couple of years. One of the best catchers in the game, Salvador Perez, and then obviously Jorge Soler. If they are able to keep all these guys, I have them finishing third. There's obviously going to be some trades, maybe at the deadline, some small market, small ball, money ball type of moves. What is the ceiling of this team with all these guys, and what do you think the true ceiling of this team is, depending on the moves they're going to have to make?
I think if they keep everybody in the lineup, the offensive lineup could be pretty good for this team. They probably have the second best lineup in this division behind Cleveland. I just don't think everybody will perform to the level they need to. Lorenzo Cain, as you have said, is a great player, hasn't stayed healthy all the time. Jorge Soler will have to see how he does in his first true season with all the pressure on him. Hosmer is a great player as well. Moustakis, I believe, was hurt last year, so that took a major bat out of their lineup here. But one of the best first-third combos in the game is Hosmer and Moustakis. And without those guys, obviously trades are probably going to be made. They're going to need to find a starting pitcher, and to do that, they're going to have to give somebody up or hope they have somebody in their farm system. But I think this team will finish third in the division, behind the Tigers and the Indians. And I think they'll compete with the Tigers. I think it'll be close, but I don't think this will be a year they make the playoffs. The Royals might be heading in the wrong direction once again.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. Make sure you stop by mysportsstop.com and check out our other videos and original content.